Hey everybody, this is John for MTG Nexus coming at you with episode 1 with Mono Red Prowess. We're going back to the episodes. I want to find like a balance between like the full league playthroughs, which can be like an hour plus sometimes, or 2 hour pluses with some decks, and want to make finding certain decks a little bit easier. This is the day of Zendikar Rising's release on MTGO, so it's the new quarter for the trophy lead. It is kind of the rotation for standard and a whole lot of different things going on. So I figured this would be a good time to start some new kind of things on the channel. That said, we are starting with an oldie but a goodie here. This is the latest version of Hayashi Red, Obosh Prowess, however you wish to say. There are no new cards in this particular build. Those are still a day or two away from being able to be reliably gotten without going out and hunting for themselves. I've been looking for Roiling Vortex all day and haven't really successfully found any, so was trying to test that in Burn today, but we're going to start out with Hayashi Red. Obviously Hayashi, or Magic Matt, as he is known here on YouTube, was the trophy leader last modern season, so good place to start. This is a Mono Red Prowess deck built around abusing things like Monastery Swiftspear, Soulscar Mage. Well, these are nice little change of pace here, so you can actually see things whenever you click on them. And Blister Coil Weird, obviously as your main 1-drops. And then you follow things up with like a Bone Crusher Giant and Seasoned Pyromancer to kind of give you a little bit of a grinding edge. And then you're using things like Lightning Bolt, Lava Dart, and Firebolt to deal damage to your opponent's face or creatures. And then Flame Slash, kind of the newest tech he's been working with on and off to clear creatures out of the way, continue to pressure with your creatures. As I've said many times before, Prowess is more of a creature-based deck than Burn. Burn is more of a spell-based deck than Prowess. Beyond that, 1 copy of Castle Embereth here to kind of make your tokens and your creatures a little bit more of a threat when you flood out in the mid to late game. 4 copies of the Canopy Lands. You can split these in between this and Fiery Islet, and obviously a bunch of mountains. Beyond that, not a whole lot going on unique in the main deck that you haven't seen. Light Up the Stage, which isn't seen in every version of Prowess these days, but still a very powerful card in the Mono Red variants. Obviously, we're running Obosh the Prey Piercer, so you can only run odd costed cards. You cannot run 2-drops, so you can't run things like a Braid and such, or Abbot of Carol Keep. So to that end, you're stuck with the odd cards. So you have Relic of Progenitus as your form of Graveyard Hate. Shattering Spree as your way basically to fight Chalice of the Void is the primary card this is targeting. 4 copies of Blood Moon for the big mana decks and greedier mana bases. Then 2 copies of Kozilek's Return here helps against any type of tribal strategies and against things like Burn that are bringing Burn, Death and Taxes that are bringing in a bunch of pro-red creatures like Auriok Champion, Core Firewalker, and then Burrington Forge Tender is the final bit of thing here. So the way I'm going to try to break down these leagues a little bit is I'm going to do the initial deck tech and at least 1 match in the first video. The second video is probably going to be the second 2 matches, and then the third video will be the 4th and 5th matches, and then the wrap-up. I'm going to kind of try to like put the videos between 25 to 40 minutes, depending on how things set up. You know, obviously, if you have a long match, you know, a video might be longer. But I think, I know from previous experience doing the episodic things for leagues that people aren't too thrilled always with getting their like 15-minute matches every day. You know, some people prefer a little bit longer content. So I'm going to kind of try for the happy medium of like a deck tech and the first match together, and then the second and third match together, and the 4th and 5th match together. See how that goes for a little bit. But yeah, let's get rolling with some Hayashi Red here in the new modern Zendikar Rising format. Back here with match 1. We are on the draw, unfortunately. Chooses to play first. We are up against Operation Lull. This hand seems pretty reasonable. We have a 1-drop. We have a Flame Slash, a Lightning Bolt. Our opponent is a Urion deck, so this Flame Slash might actually be pretty bad here. We're up against a Urion pile. Oh, looks like we might be up against good old-fashioned am I supposed to be grinding value here, or am I just supposed to be like dealing damage to my opponent's face? I feel like the longer the game goes, the worse situation we're in, so... But at the same time... I do like the cleaner interface. That is really nice, MTGO. I got to applaud you on that one. So I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be trying to grind value or if I'm just supposed to try to end this game. Like, previously, I know for burn, Soul Herder could be a bit of a pain in the butt. Especially Game 2 and Game 3. There could be a lot of cards we could bring in this matchup. We could bring in the Kozilek's Returns because they have a bunch of small creatures. We could bring in the Relics because they do have some small graveyard sub-theme with Eternal Witness and such. A lot of it depends on how they play to the board this turn. Obviously we have... Sure. Birds of Paradise. Well, kind of awkward. I think I just want to deploy Bone Crusher Giant to the thing and then like leverage my spells more next turn. Hopefully they don't have like Ether Gust or something main. That would kind of suck. Okay, Codal, sure, whatever. Okay. Wouldn't be surprised if our opponent is... This is a Soul Herder? Oh, Urion into hand. Okay. Let's kill that. Really don't want to use my but fizzling the Ephemerate feels pretty good. We're open up to 6. Obviously they have Urion in hand, Eternal Witness. Okay. Just gonna jam Urion. Or you gonna jam Soul Herder? Ewit rebuying what? Codal? Sure. You can just move to combat here, force them to cast the Codal. And GG. Alright, so at least 3 color Soul Herder. Kozilek's Return seems pretty reasonable. Blood Moon is kind of like, with all the mana dorks and all their fetching basics, because we're a red deck anyway, I don't know how much I like that particular play. As far as what to cut, though, I don't honestly know. Like, Flame Slash helps kill some of their bigger dudes. Do a lots in that. Once again, we could bring in Blood Moon, could bring in Relic, but I think we just want to try Kozilek's Return and try to stay as aggressive as possible. Like, I know this is one of the matchups we could end up taking the control role, just killing their creatures and trying to get them dead. This hand is okay. I mean, it's not like quite as amazing as our last hand, but still pretty reasonable. See if they lead on a Dorko. They do not. Alright, so we just play Mr. Coil Weird and pass turn. So opponent very carefully playing around, well, kind of sort of playing around Blood Moon. Put a Venser in their hand. Okay. So what is Venser's toughness? 2. Up to 12. Still have Flame Slash and Pyromancer here. Love that new, like, swirling icon when you're passing priority. We are a little low on resources, though, after that particular exchange, which is kind of annoying. I don't know if it was wise for our opponent to fetch Misty there. That way, if they want to Ephemerate here, they actually have to fetch a dual land. think I'm willing to trade for the Codal here. Just to get it off the battlefield. Something they can't blink now. Obviously this weird's pretty bad overall this late in the game. Opponent's got a lot more resources than we do. Maybe I'm not supposed to like board out like some of our Lutzes and stuff. Okay. Warrior Champion's a little rough. Definitely glad we boarded in the Kozilek's returns, though. Definitely don't want the Blood Moons. Relic's still debatable to me. Okay, Soul Herder. Game's kind of getting out of control here, unfortunately. And they're gonna blink it? Yeah. Why wouldn't you attack? Like, you can easily blink it. I'm getting all the value. Triggers. Trying to kill your Soul Herder, but do you have a Ephemerate? Still don't think we're in great shape here. Okay. Nothing in the turn. Okay. So fetching to thin. I know they have a Venser in hand. Back with everybody. Firebolt, unfortunately, is a sorcery, so not much I can do about this. Well, at least I get to play Obosh with it likely resolving unless they have Ether Gust. Mari's Call for what? No, these three cards were in their hand. Nope. Operation Lull. What grabs a Luris? Interesting. Oh, just playing all the powerful broken cards. Luris, Urion. Fencer, bouncing. Sure. Bird into Luris. I think we can go ahead and wrap this game up. I think we're just too far behind. We're not beating this particular value chain. Blood moons definitely don't make sense. Card does make sense to cut here, though. Try it like this. Has to reveal their Urion still. Sand is questionable. Still think it's a keep. We have plenty to do with our mana. Plus there's a couple canopy lands here. Maybe this is supposed to be a mulligan. Ether Vial. Okay. Just have to use all parts of the buffalo here. So they play Ether Vial in addition to everything else? They keep a one-lander? I'm gonna say, oh, please tell me they kept a one-lander. That'd be freaking awesome. They have freaking Burrington Forge Tender too? Of course they do. That's just a rough set of cards to play against. Like, barring anything, we get to Lava Dart their Noble and then put Obosh into our hand, I guess. Like, barring anything to do else with our mana. Soul Herder is such an annoying card. Some ways I really wish they'd risk their... It's possible I'm just supposed to go face with that. Yeah, I think I was supposed to wait on what land I was supposed to play so I could crack Sunbaked Canopy and use all my mana this turn. Shock it up, shock it in. Force them to use their Burrington Forge Tender here. Wow. Okay. Okay. Got 9. You have an Eldrazi or Oldemarius Color or anything here? Nope, 3-drop. I don't particularly care about you gaining life, honestly, I don't think. Okay. Flame Slash. Alright, get the feeling your last card in hand was a blank other than the Urion. Sure. Okay, sure. Sure. It's lethal? Nice.